Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your annular solar eclipse readings, the eclipse being in Gemini. As ever, there will be a timestamp below so you can shoot ahead to the reading, but hang around for a few minutes so you can listen at least once to my discussion of this eclipse. And also the other reason that I do it is watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially your rising, just in tarot readings in general. If you know your rising sign, then that's the one you should more often not be watching. There is a link in the description to get yourself a free birth chart. I mean, there's dozens of sites on the web that will do that for you. But just a note about the reading, general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, especially with this eclipse. But I'll discuss that in a few moments. But what you can do is ask a question beforehand. I'm not going to guarantee, but it is a Celtic cross that I'm doing. So it's got a bit of a past and a present. You'll be able to tell if the reading is for you or not. I would say take the whole reading or don't take any of the reading. Either the entire thing resonates as a unit or it doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't, go and watch your sun, go and watch your moon, or any part of your chart for that matter. Now, housekeeping, there is a link down there as well for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these videos here. I sometimes post the astrology weather forecast type videos that I watch, but I've been a bit remiss in that recently. But more importantly, it's got an inbox. So if you want to contact me directly for a personal reading, that's the best way to do it. There's a link tree down there, so you can find my Twitter and you can find my this, that and other. But the Facebook's the best method. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And once you've heard my stuff, feel free to press the subscribe button. You will be welcome. That's it, really. I don't want to go too deeply into this eclipse because I already posted a show Tuesday night that I did with astrologer David Fischer, but that was looking at the strict Hellenistic astrology of this eclipse. There's a few other aspects that I do like to look at. Now, this is at, as you will no doubt know by now, 19 degrees Gemini. Now, the angel of this degree, so not the 5-degree arc, but just this specific degree, is Cahatel. Now, Cahatel is, despite the fact that angels are supposed to be genderless, Cahatel is considered to be a male angel who, for one thing, expels bad spirits. So there's a chance to get rid of more negative energetic influences that are around us. Interestingly, he's also considered to be an angel of reality. Cahatel's gift is to make angels, to make dreams and illusions real, to bring them from something in the mind to something in the real world. He lives in, I mean, this is with the qualification, of course, that it's all in line with the divine plan. He helps assist in the manifestation of divine will on earth. But that's a really interesting point, since in the astrology aspect, then there's a lot of illusions and lies being brought up for attention and hopefully dismissed. Hopefully not necessarily that the truth is seen, but the illusion is seen. That someone can look at something and go, you know what, that's not real. I might not necessarily know what is. You may find that out, but that's not real. That can't be trusted. But in the meantime, there's going to be some dreams, which that's the Neptune in Pisces again, giving us some good stuff as well as bad stuff, that we can start bringing into the 3D reality. Again, is it in accordance with God's will or divine will, however you want to look at it? Cahatel's home is within Keter, the topmost or crown of Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. But he also has connection with Yesod, where he brings things down to the physical plane, hence that manifesting reality. And with the Keter aspect, also the dispelling of bad spirits. Now, I can't remember if I've said this already. I have mixed feelings about this eclipse. The lunar eclipse I thought was lovely. I thought this, yeah, we're going to get rid of stuff. We're going to have a opportunity to do some shadow work and just discard some stuff. And there's pregnant new beginnings, poignant points of learning and stepping off. But the symbols for this degree are a little double-edged. 19 degrees Gemini, for those astrologers that have written about how it manifests in a natal chart, it seems there's an element of unbalance. You can have success, but then it's whipped away from you. Or you can have success and end up in a position of abusing power. So I do think there is that risk of abuse of power going on during this eclipse, but also it will be highly noticeable. So is it the abusing of power, or is it that the abusing of power is obvious and under our eyes? And I would hope to say it's the second, and not too great an abuse of power at that, just for the sake of, I don't know, everybody on the planet. Another level on that, I mean, you've got the symbols, as I said in the astrology show, of the sun representing the leaders, the moon representing the people, and the people here are drowning out the leader by eclipsing the sun. But the inside degree or Chandra symbol, let me bring this up. No, I'm on the wrong page. Bear with me. Let me bring this up. Is a bull stung by a scorpion. Now, before I read the explanation that goes with it, I just want to look at that imagery. The bull has frequently been associated with images of the leader. One of Jupiter's symbols was the bull. The bull was also a symbol of Enlil, if we go all the way back to ancient Sumer. It can represent the emperor, what's in charge, emperor on tarot way. So being stung by a scorpion, well, first thing that springs to mind on that is the story of, what is it, the scorpion and the frog, or the scorpion and the something, where the scorpion rides on the frog's back but still stings him on the way once they're nearly at the other side, because that's his nature. However, there's two symbols with that: being stung by something poisonous that is only acting according to its nature, but the leader being stung, which could be a good thing and could be a bad thing. But interestingly, in Hellenistic philosophy, some astrologers, I found this out from Ksenia Moore, go watch her video, it was superb. The duration of the eclipse indicates how long the eclipse effects will last. This eclipse is lasting for 5 hours. 5 hours. That's 5 years worth of effects coming from now. So you might not feel it immediately. These readings that I do here now today might not even kick in for a week, a month, possibly even a year by the sounds of it. But to be honest, with everything that's going on in the sky, and the fact that I've been assured that we've just passed through the quiet half of the year, astrologically, 2 Saturn-Uranus squares and everything else that's been going on, that's the quiet half. So I think those first initial effects will come reasonably fast, reasonably soon. So let's have a look at this bull stung by a scorpion. The elaborate ritual of putting yourself through life or death crises to determine what you are made of and how far you are willing to go in this life. I'm not sure I want to read any more after that. Right. Choosing from expanded faculties the optimal situations to enact this battle royale. Selecting what is karmically familiar. Variations on old themes involving bondage and freedom. So there you go. There's that whole leader image. When you are trapped, caught, stuck, a furious inner force asserts itself and can reconfigure everything. But it is a high-stakes ritual drama and loaded with real dangers. You must check yourself out in ultimate ways. for there is surging in your blood an impulse towards liberation, which cannot be distorted in any way. An extraordinary journey through radical tests and trials of an initiatory intensity. It's all about guts and stripping away everything but the true inner direction. If you must slay and move through illusions on every front, that is just how it is. Again, this is reflecting the very astrology, because the 19-degree Gemini symbol has got very little to do with, well, the fact, no, I take that back, because Mercury is Cazimi, the sun with the eclipse, and square to Neptune. So there we've got those illusions, dreams, but that Cazimi apparently gives it extra whammy, and the fact that it's at home in Gemini gives it extra whammy. So a lot of things will be visible and coming to the surface. Anyway, carry on with this. You cannot survive any longer on old ways to do it. It is time to welcome the enemy into your very midst and discover that there are no enemies. This reminds me of, at the New Year, Astrology Hub did a panel looking at 2021. And one of the astrologers whose name I absolutely forget said a good symbol to this year is invite the witch to the table. So that's the whole image of, who is it? Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, either way. Sleeping Beauty especially, I suppose. You don't not invite the witch, because you're having a party, you're having a meal, you invite them in. You make them part of the occasion, part of the process, part of the family, part of the tribe, whatever, because when all's said and done, they're another living being here amongst you. So there's certain problems that all of you face, so you might as well all face them together. And I like that, but I struggle with it, especially in such very, very divided times politically. Is there anything else that I wanted to... yeah, the readings that I've actually done, because I filmed some of them already, this bit that you're about to see. They all seem to be about setting something right and addressing issues. So I think that that's another indication that lots of things are going to come to the surface, and this is not going to be easy. But it should not be easy. Now, I'll put a link to the astrology show with David in the description down below. Obviously, while you're here, I would love you to subscribe, because I'm still a baby channel. I'm outgrowing my diapers at the moment, but I am still a baby channel. And thank you to returning subscribers, by the way. Give the video a like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. You know the plot. Every single presenter says it. And I think that's all my housekeeping. So let me, rather than waffle more, bring up the cards. Okay, Gemini. Now, if you're Gemini rising or you go by solar houses, then this is occurring in your first house, your story, in effect, how you present to the world. And it's a really interesting reading that I'm seeing here. As you can see from the oracle cards, loads wanted to come out. But they are slowly telling a story. So let me just talk you through them. And it's going to sound more negative to start off with than what it actually is. We start from the Angelarium with Cushiel, the angel of punishment, and Estibus, the angel of divination. We have the Angelus from the Mausolea oracle, Nyx, Penthesilea, and Skadi from the Dark Goddess oracle, representing respite, guilt, and then atonement in that order. Now, when we compare that to the base of the decks, we have the Queen of Pentacles, so you're nurturing something, Nine of Cups, some form of wish fulfillment, and then Six of Swords, get into a better place. Now, it strikes me that there's two things going on here. One, that you are getting the opportunity to set something right, and two, that you are forgiving yourself about whatever it is and therefore being able to set something right. Because with the how you're feeling cards, we have two King of Pentacles and the Tower. So it's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not moving. I am staying here. I am not moving. I'm okay. I've got solid foundations. I wouldn't say the King of Pentacles is the swiftest person to move to action. So, I mean, he's not the Knight of Pentacles, but he's quite happy where he is. He doesn't really need to move very far. But that Tower card sandwiched in the middle is really interesting. Now, just like I like to clarify the Devil, I now have these new Tower Takeover Tarot, which are basically, every card is the Tower card in this. So I thought this would be perfect for clarifying. So we have Death. So that's death that's falling from the tower there. And so there's a resistance to change is crumbling, I think is the best way to put that. There's some really interesting meanings in the little book. Like I say, I only received these a few days ago. So although death interrupts life, it is an essential transition into something new. When the destruction of the tower disturbs that process, it doesn't actually stop it. Death's rider is not in danger of harm. They are only at risk of delay. So there's a sense of you could be too resistant to change right now. In fact, I think the cards are saying that maybe you are too resistant to change. But hey, let's face it, it's an eclipse. It doesn't matter whether you're resistant or not, change will be coming. But you can steer that change, is what I'm getting here, with this idea that there is a moment of respite, a moment of the tower hits. We've got the tower in the middle of the reading here as well, with Three of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. There's something where you are on your own, maybe just, I don't know, politically or intellectually or emotionally or whatever. Yeah, there's some way where you have an element of isolation, but around you things are falling to pieces and they are demanding movement with this Three of Wands. But, no, which one is that? Page of Pentacles. There's an urge for you for some goal that you... right, I see. There's some goal that you had in mind. And it's something that really meant a lot to you. That goal is going to change. That goal is going to have to change because of the change of the situation around you, because of what's breaking around you. But in this time, there is a moment of stillness where you are able to accept something that you can't change. And I think what you can't change is the fact that something has happened, whatever that something is. Something that, rightly or wrongly, you have a certain sense of guilt about and you want to set things right. This might be something you've done, or it might be just some injustice that you have seen done and you want to set that right somehow. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure from these cards that it's something you can feel guilty about, but nevertheless you probably do. Even if you're just feeling guilty that, oh my God, that happened. Yeah, Six of Cups, things were not going to be the same anymore. And so use this moment of solitude, isolation, whether it's, like I say, a philosophical isolation or a physical one, to go, right, how can I do something to better this situation for all concerned. How can I bring us all to a better place? And even though on the Deviant Moon Tarot, there's only one person in that balloon boat thing that is going off to its better place. There's no steersman here. There's just the one. Well, since he's got a balloon as a hat, it's a nice red robe, so I'm feeling like he's some form of noble. But right underneath it, we have the King of Wands. So there's that. It's an action that you must initiate to start making things better. Now, Estibus here suggests that you can do some form of divination. Once you have some ideas, will this work? Ask your cards, ask your tea leaves, ask the birds in the sky or the clouds behind them, whatever, or ask the radio to play a song that says yes or no. You know, there's whatever message of picking up those cues that you get. But, okay, 3 cards from the Fallen Angel Oracle. But first we have Dantalion with empathy. So that again is telling me how you are feeling for someone that something has occurred to that you can feel guilty about, whether you were responsible for it or not. You know, you may feel guilty for having done something, or you may be feeling guilty for having not done something when something happened. But this upheaval that the 2 Tower cards and here Asmodee are bringing enable you to bring this chapter to a close. Valak here with resolution. And again, there's that energy of getting to a better place. Just do not, whatever you do not be imprisoned by your own anxiety about this. Right now, with all of these cards here, I mean, your desire to level up is in your way on a specific topic. But I think you're going to find that you'll end up leveling up a slightly different way, as long as you are working to protect all of those who you need to. That includes yourself. That includes quite possibly the person that you are feeling guilty about. And here I'm talking about the victim, not the perpetrator, of whatever it is. But there's a certain amount of control that you are able to take from this situation. But beware, because of all this tower energy that is around, something is getting lost. Something is getting lost that can cause you a lot of stress, but it doesn't have to. You don't have to make a mountain out of a molehill here. You can just go, oh, well, new future, let's crack on then. And I think that is probably the best advice here, because there's a lot happening here that seems beyond your power. So what's that serenity prayer? God, grant me the wisdom to accept the things that I cannot change, to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There's a lot here that you cannot change, but there's a fair amount here that you can, with Spirit bringing the Emperor in here. And also we have the Masculine Angel of Thrones from the Tarot de Los Angeles. Again, that's that Aries energy, that's that starting something, doing something. And from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have Cahatel, the angel ruling the degree of this eclipse. This is an angel that has the power to banish evil spirits, for example. Because there are, in the degree symbols of this eclipse, there's risks of abuse of power. But here, it's almost like you are addressing those abuses of power. I mean, other people certainly believe in your ability to do this, but someone around you is maybe not telling you the full truth, the full ins and outs. So like I say, whatever you are doing to redress some form of injustice that you have seen, make sure that protect yourself, protect you and yours first, redress the injustice second. Because there's this Seven of Swords here. But I don't think, it's not that they're deliberately lying in like a malicious way. It's like they might be embarrassed, or they might have a really poor memory, or there's information that just they are not revealing to you for whatever reason. But they are relying upon you on a strategy of changing this situation. And I think you have the creative power, with even with this Page of Pentacles obstacle here, you have the creative power to sort this out. So somewhere along the line here, you are being a good Samaritan. This is, I'm not quite sure where or why, but you are being a good Samaritan. You are able to charge ahead with something that... Right, so you've been able to charge ahead with something that you can nurture. However, where you feel held back, where you feel tied back, there's a reason for it. This Eight of Swords here, although I first said, you know, don't be imprisoned by anxiety, and that's true. But it's almost like there are limits that have been imposed upon this. For what you are able to achieve, what you are able to do here. And so, you know what? That's okay. That really is okay. I don't know why it's okay, but I feel it's almost like here, it's like the gods going, whoa, Nelly, slow down. Come on, hold your horses. You don't need to rush ahead quite that fast. We want you to move forward. We want you to take the initiative to move forward, but at our place, not yours. And that's because this, with the Aries energy, with the Emperor here, again, Aries energy, and this Fool here, exactly next to the Eight of Swords, Five of Cups, there's this contradictory, let's go, slow down, let's go, slow down energy going on, and that's okay. It's almost like, you know, them toy cars that you, I mean, I assume they still made them, maybe, but in the 70s, and they never ran on carpet. But you would have the car in your hand, and you would pull it backwards loads of times to like build up on a spring inside of it, so that when you let it go, it was, and up it went. And that's almost the sense that I'm getting here. Like, you are that car being pulled backwards all the time to build up that explosive forward energy. And you are being allowed to move forward bit by bit by bit. But you have to have that solitary isolation stage first, before you can really surge ahead, because it gives you what Estibus is here presenting, what Nyx is here presenting. It gives you that creative space to come up with, come up with solutions is maybe over-egging the pudding somewhat, but come up with ways forward. And Estibus will confirm it, even if it's just toss a coin, you know, find the right way to do it. So, Gemini, you are blessed here. As I say, lots of Aries energy, and Cahatel appearing from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell here, and representing divine blessings. So, yeah, you are able to create a solution to whatever it is, to some form of injustice you've seen, and may have had a hand in, or may not have done. I think it's really irrelevant, because if you have had get my teeth in, if you have had a hand in it, then okay, part of the work in clearing it up is forgiving yourself as well, because it's done now. It's spilt milk. Let's clear it up. Yeah, that's everything. So if it means anything to you, Gemini, comment down below. Don't forget to go watch your moon and your rising. Um, and yeah, that's it. Like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. See you later.